Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Hilda. In today's video, we're going to be working on body length, the length of our torso, the length of our arms, and the length of our spine. Because length is what's going to give us a good posture and keep us upright. So this is a stick that anyone can find in the Pilates studio. If you don't have it at home, absolutely fine. Just find something that resembles a stick like your umbrella, your broomstick, or your golf club if it's not too heavy, or just get a stick if you can. It need not be very long, and look at it. This is the length, wider than shoulders, of course. Now, I don't suggest it to be so long. A normal broomstick length will do, but if it's so long, we'll be trying to hold and balance it instead of focusing on the exercise. In the first exercise, let's hold the stick up. Need not be very high, just right up to around your forehead, okay? Now, from here, gradually move it a little bit higher if you can and see what happened to your ribs. If your ribs start to stick out like that, no, okay? Because we want you to be fairly neutral here. So have your arms up this way, and you see that my arms are spread out, and that is the length that we want, and that is what we're going to start with. I suggest that we do this even if we don't feel like moving or we want to move a lot, but we do this as a preparation. All right. Now what you can do is, whichever point you started with, now start to move your arms slightly higher. Because you've been holding this for say 60 seconds, you would be able to find yourself moving your arms a little bit higher, and now that your stick is probably above your forehead, but watch your ribs, that your floating ribs are not sticking out, because we don't want compression in the lower back. So pull it up. Now, can you imagine somebody trying to pull the stick upwards while you are resisting with your underarm muscles downwards? Again, let me repeat. Somebody trying to pull the stick upwards or trying to pull your fingers upwards while your underarm is trying to resist by pulling downwards. Hence, a great resistance, a great tension. In body and anatomy, when there is tension, there will be length, because the oppositional force will create space in between the ribs, the vertebra, or the joints area. And by stretching this way, the fascia will also get to loosen up. So it's very helpful just imagining the oppositional force upwards and the pull downwards. Just put the stick down first and kind of examine the way you feel across your upper back. I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like I am breathing better. Like, the top of our diaphragm area, which is here, I was pointing here, no, which is here, have opened up. Why? Because our underarms have stretched. Again, top of my diaphragm feels like it has opened up because the underarm area just got more spacious. And this is a great feeling, because you will suddenly feel like you gain more space across the side of the body, laterally, like you are broader. You might even feel happier. And on a happy mode, let's go on to the next movement here. So I'm going to move backwards and have the stick up again like just now. But this time we're going to have more movement. Stand with your legs about hip distance apart. And from here, feel like you are extending diagonally out. Now, I am not doing a side bend. I am not doing this, okay? No, let us do it again from here. Feel like somebody is pulling the stick upwards while your body is moving in a diagonal position. You might start to feel the stretch on the opposite side. In my case, it's my left side. Okay, now I am not doing a side bend here. I am stretching diagonally out, and I am already feeling my left hips being stretched here. Pay attention to your left if you're on the same side as I, the opposite side to the foot on the opposite side to the stick needs to be really grounded. The more grounded it is, the more you stretch your hips. Come back. Try the opposite side now, the other side. So I'm now diagonally stretching to the left side while my right foot is pressing down, stretching the right hips. Right foot is grounded. Stretch, straighten your arms, try not to bend the elbows. Reach your stick out and slowly come back. Again, one more time, each side here. Reach, diagonal, reach. Both arms straight. Try not to rotate your torso. Now try not to do this and try not to do this. We are reaching more or less diagonally straight out. Very minimum side bend. But with that minimum degree, you would already feel a lot of stretching in the opposite side of your hips and ribs to the stick. Now look up to the stick if you can. Feel like somebody is pulling the fingers diagonally up. Reach and come in. And the other side. Fingers out, look up. In this case, my stick is on the left, which means I'm stretching the right hips. The right foot needs to be really grounded, the right ribs opening up, stretch, and come back in. In the second movement, I'm going to have the stick out here and just put it more or less like an inch lower than chest height only, okay? Now from here, you are just going to rotate to your right side, keeping your pelvis not moving, and come back to the center and to the left side. And come back to the center. Again, to the right side. Looking in between the stick would help, because what we don't want is the head to be moving faster than the chest or the stick. In other words, we don't want to be doing this, okay? It's not a neck turning movement. Have your nose or your gaze right in the middle of the stick, and keep the gaze in the middle of the stick, and your chest and the stick, they are both congruent and both moving together. The chest is leading. The eyes, the gaze are there to prevent you from twisting your neck as you do this, because we don't want the neck to be disconnected from the chest and the movement here. So the range of motion there is small. One more each side here to the right. Small range of movement. Do it with me, because you know why? If you're just watching this, it will be so boring. What is she doing? She's hardly turning. But when you do this, you will know what I mean. We are moving the thoracic spine here, which actually will also help us to gain more length, because with the thoracic spine move, then we would have more space in the side of the ribs, releasing the knots, and when we finally lengthen out, we will have more space for the fascia and the muscles to stretch. In the next movement, I will show it to you close up first. You might not see the stick because it will be cropped off the camera frame, but just look at my spinal movement for now. You are going to bend backward into a spinal extension. Go as far as your upper back allows only. And you're going to curl your upper back into a spinal flexion. Spinal extension, spinal flexion. Shall I say upper back extension, upper back flexion? One more time. Upper back extension, upper back flexion. this is the movement that we're going to do. So I'm going to do it in a further shot now, and you can see what happens in the entire body. Okay, I think this is about the right angle. Now, move as far as your upper body only, and I will guide you to move your entire spine a little bit later. So, upper back, extend. Upper back, flex. Upper back, extend. Upper back, flex. The reason why we're doing the upper back only right now, it's because I need you to release the upper back, which is the tight spot for most people. If we involve the whole spine right now, some of us might end up moving the lower back more than the upper back. For most people, those with tight upper back, they are most likely to move from the lower back as a kind of compensation. For the lack of movement in the upper back, they will do it from the lower back, and we want to avoid that. Just one more time here, upper back, extend, and upper back, flex. Okay, I'll just turn to the other side and show you the whole movement. You don't have to turn with me, I just want to give more variations to the angle. Now from here, let's do the entire spine here. The entire spine, the upper back, mid back, lower back, go into an extension. Go only as far as you're comfortable, looking up, and go into a flexion, looking at your belly button. Looking up, and looking down. Looking up, and looking down. Up and down. Up and down. One more time. Up and down. Okay. One thing to note about doing the spinal extension is that try to bring your pelvis forward more. This way you protect your lower back, okay? Because if your pelvis stays where you are, but you're just pushing from the lower back to move the spine, it's going to be quite risky. You might end up hurting your back or giving your back more tightness. We don't want that. We want to move the pelvis forward in a spinal extension, and the pelvis curl with the spine in a flexion. Okay, this wraps up today's video 6, day 6. Do give the exercises a try. It's very easy. I hope to find a stick that you can practice body length at home. Now, if you have not yet checked out my other videos, video 1 to 5, which is day 1 to 5 of this 21 posture exercise series, I do suggest you check it out, because a little every day goes a long way. So if you practice, just one day of variation each day, it will go a long way to improving your posture. I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to say the things that I am supposed to say. Do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment in the section below, check out my other videos, and thank you for your viewership, thank you for your participation, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Length doesn't happen by itself. Length needs muscles, but length also needs space in our joints, which I've mentioned many times, and also a kind of release in our fascia and soft tissue. So length in itself, to me, is a very profound word as far as movement is concerned. But we're going to try to achieve that in 3 simple movements. And of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but if we were to do it a little every day, it will add up. While I hold up, and let me try to hold with one arm and explain with the other. this rib area, the side of our ribs gets to stretch. Our underarm gets to stretch. And of course, this length, the length of our upper arm here also gets to stretch. Now, these areas are often quite compressed because of our daily movement pattern from using the phone or just not stretching enough. We are mostly bending when we do our daily tasks and chores. We need to hold up the stick this way so that we will start to open up the areas in our side ribs here. Stretch the underarms and also stretch the upper arm upwards. So to start with, this simple static posture aids a good reminder of how it feels like to open up the side of our torso, and it's great to get started this way.